All right, they're finally picking things up. They went through a bit of their reserve time, but they're here. They grabbed Clockwork on Sadboys. They grabbed Tiny on Team Brazil. This is somebody that they're a little bit more familiar with, but it was usually Flea that played the Tiny to pretty good effect.
It was, yeah. Flea, I mean, Flea is just such an exceptional 4-player. The Tiny, Tusk, were some of the heroes that he excelled on for sure on the side of Team Brazil. We saw him do a lot of work in recent tournaments, so we'll see, if they're new for position, which, do you know who it is? I'm assuming it's 150 ping player, but I don't know for sure.
I think so. I'm actually just going to open up the
the
Wikipedia page.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Team Brazil? No, that's definitely says Flea. We can check that out after the first series, or I can shoot their coach a message.
Info coming soon. On Valve time, though, probably. Speaking of Valve time, how about that upcoming patch? Are you excited for that to drop in the middle of the tournament?
Yeah, I've done this once before.
Same.
I forget who I was cast. That wasn't with you that I did it, was it?
No. I was just on my own channel. It was a blast.
That was God, it was Crazy versus Business Associates. It was between games in the series, and it was the hero patch for 7.27.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure that was Great American Rivalry.
Yeah, it was.
Business Associates.
They had to like cancel the rest of the days of for the games, right? Because there were so many bugs, and like the
no. They gave them an hour break between the games to read the patch notes, so like 40 minutes or something. But because the patch happened and there was like Steam going down and whatnot, they had to cancel one of the games that day.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember.
We rarely push back the schedule here on Summit.
Oh, people try to, make the meme beyond the schedule. It's not a thing. We don't do that. No. We are always on schedule 100% of the time, especially Neph and I at the helm here. What do you expect? Only the best.
Yeah, we were actually here half an hour early, had everything set up properly. I definitely wasn't freaking out trying to contact delivery services or anything as Ricky scrambled to get things set up. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah. Of course not. I've been frantically trying to install new software and, streaming devices so that this can be as smooth as possible. And, we'll see how it goes. It should be smooth. What do you think of the ogre here? Now? Was it?
Does DNM play mid now? I'm pretty sure he was carry.
He was.
Oh wait, he's mid now, and he is actually practicing mid matchups in lobbies 1v1 before the game.
Very nice. That's interesting.
I didn't get any info on how much they've scrimmed though. I tried to dig that up before these matches, but last time they barely scrimmed at all, Sadboys, and they ended up losing to No Pango in the open qualifiers. But considering No Pango lost to Arkosh Gaming in a spectacular 2-1, Arkosh probably not even trying at that point.
Dude, it's gonna be flack the whole the whole day.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good. I'm ready.
Second series,
huh?
We got them in the second series.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be great. I'm excited for that one. It was just a warm up, right? They had to just get ready for today.
5 seconds.
I don't have an actual message from the coach on Team Brazil as to who the new position 4 player is. He just wrote Flea out, Mags in. I don't think he's playing though. That wouldn't make that much sense to me.
So what if it is actually Mags?
It would be a bit of a downgrade.
That would be a little bit of a downgrade, yeah. Don't tell him we said that, everyone.
Mags is an excellent player. Master of strategy. Not as much MMR as Flea, though.
Yeah, true. So, final bans here. Lots of spirits removed. We get the Void Spirit, the Storm Spirit, obviously, to counter out the heroes to jump on top of that Zeus. Their last pick of Mars, which I cannot believe is still in the pool.
Yeah, it tends to slip by and get into the 5th pick somehow pretty often. I guess when you're drafting, you think, okay, what's our last pick, you guys? Oh shit, Mars is still in there.
No, I guess we could
just go for that. Yeah,
this guy's pretty good. Wins most games.
Great with Zeus as well. Great with Undying too. They're stuck underneath the tombstone for a little while. Zeus is just able to sit outside the arena and bop away at people. Fun fact about Mars' ultimate as well. It doesn't actually matter if you're on the inside or the outside of the wall when you're trying to throw the auto attacks and they're getting blocked. If the attack projectile comes within 100 range of the wall, it stops. So you can just sit on the edge of the wall on Zeus if you're up against the Morphling and he can't hit you.
It was pretty great.
Very cool stuff. Very cool.
All right. There's our draft, man. We've got it. Team Brazil, Sadboys. Which one are you liking so far? I think this last pick, TA, is very spooky.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot to do with it. I mean, Tiny is going to be able to burst him down with a toss avalanche combo, but other than that, Templar Assassin could just run off with this game. Yeah. I think it pairs pretty nicely with the Morphling. It'll give a lot of space for Fear. Old Man Fear on position 1, by the way. That's wild.
Yeah, they were saying he's playing core for them this time.
Oh. Does he have the reaction speed for that anymore?
We will find out here on the Beyond the Summit Pro Series Season 4. I'm excited, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I cannot wait to hop into this first game. It's been a while for sure. I just found out that my mic is not working in-game. Gonna have to adjust that real quick. I'll pass the stream off to Ricky. We're in good hands.
Oh, of course. Only the softest of hands here, for those wondering. I'm sure no one was wondering, but in case. So
you got little baby soft hands?
Yeah. It is Thelacore standing in, by the way, for Team Brazil. He's like playing the Tiny, so that would make the most sense.
Not bad. Thelacore is a solid pickup. But curious as to how the Sadboys lineup is going to perform. I haven't seen a single scrim from them. I haven't seen any of their official games either. I actually wasn't watching the original qualifier they played, but their team is looking quite a bit different. They had 2 of the players that were on for fun. The team ended up disbanding. After all, it was just a stack put together for fun.
Gotta casually turn off the network information. Can't allow anyone to see how much I'm lagging during. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they'll figure out exactly how far your distance is away from the servers. They'll dox you. They'll try to hop up on stream. This has happened to me before. Actually got doxed the other day, but I'll not talk about that. You can probably see the Twitter thread if you're curious.
Uh-oh. Spooky.
It's fine. I'm a large lad, not much to be afraid of. If someone's able to kidnap me or something, good on them.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Nothing out of the ordinary from the lanes. Everything looks pretty straightforward, honestly.
Yeah. Costa Belay down here, cutting trees. Never quite understand why carries cut trees at random over here. I usually think it's just a case of ADHD. You do want to cut the trees like over on this side of the lane, or if you're playing against a train protector or somebody, even the Clockwork who comes in and out of the lane and wants to get the battery assault off on you and gap that distance a little bit easier. You want to cut the trees near the lane, but he's just cutting them at random.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
not
cutting
much to
this tree right here, right, in the lane, towards like the bottom where you can get the pull through is kind of nice as well. Like straight back.
Can you draw a circle for me?
I can't. You can't do it while paused.
Oh,
I would though.
I can hear the scribbling.
Yeah, I tried. I definitely tried.
The next label play.
It's a feeture I didn't have before.
Nothing.
What is it that we're waiting on anyway? Do they say anything?
Nope.
They did not.
They did not.
But this is just your pause brought to you by Monster Energy, everybody.
Yeah. We're just everyone right now just shotgun to Monster. That is what's happening. All 10 players right now had to grab their Monster, do their celebratory shotgun, and then now they're getting ready to play. Some a little slower than others, so that's why this pause is taking so long.
Well, speaking of Monster, I actually have we have a guest coming on with us tomorrow. You've already seen him once, Ricky. I sent it to you about a month ago. But everyone else is going to be taken by storm here. I had to make sure that he wasn't too crazy getting him on with me. After all, he's got a bit of a reputation to him.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
I've heard about this, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that content piece goes.
Oh, you just reading the chat just now?
What? Which one? Oh, no, not really. Oh, Mags. All right, yeah, I see him. Sorry, Mags. Love you, brother.
I also love Mags with all my heart and soul. We've shared a room together once. It was a very romantic evening.
Ooh. Did you guys get some nice wine and cheese? Maybe some crackers?
Yeah, that was at Jungle Jam one year.
Oh, man, it's a little bit better than Jungle Juice. So, mid lane, TA versus Zeus. I mean, you go the Arc Lightning build now, but this is still a pretty heavily favored TA lane, right? Like, this is
Yeah, it's a little bit easier with the Arc Lightning build, like you said, but TA just having an easier time, having more base damage. As long as you're able to get those refractions off on to the Zeus, or sorry, the side blade refractions off on the Zeus, then it's pretty easy. If you don't generally want to buy any HP regen
on Zeus, right?
Yeah, TA is one of the few heroes that can actually get harassed off from the Zeus. It doesn't matter how far you sit back. See, you also want to get a couple auto attacks off in between going for your arc lightning attacks, and you're punished for it pretty heavily. Once he's through his mana in 40R as well, DNM is just going to be able to run a train on him. So he'll go through a lot at level 1. But you were saying?
No, I was gonna say I'm really just excited to watch these side lanes because this stack, you know, Sadboys is a bunch of, you know, classic NA Dota players, and then they've got the up and comer DNM on their team. You know, this is like 4 boomers instead of 4 zoomers. I'm taking that name. You're welcome to use it, but you're welcome. Bottom lane, first blood goes over to KJ on the Undying. Just get a little too cocky there on Snake King's clockwork.
Yep, it looks like he dropped his power cogs, but not really anything you do. Undying is just too scary. He's got plus 20 strength right now, so all he had to do was auto attack him back. Same with Lifestealer. You can just pop the rage, walk into the cog, then probably start farming away. The Feast does an excellent work against the clockwork as well. I mean, it's going to be difficult for Moo at any point to be able to harass Ghost of Belay out of the lane. Because once you want to get a couple poison attack stacks up off the women, and you know, once you have like 3 stacks, so just pop the rage and walk away, and suddenly you're down like 80 mana, and you're thinking, all right, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah, it's a very costly spell for sure. You definitely want to wait to like really go in heavy on it until you have level 2. But like I think then this lane you just start maxing like Nether Toxin and farm. I don't know if it's like shoving the lane rather. I don't know if it's worth really going the extra points in the poison attack.
Yep.
Telecor's so far doing pretty well on the Tiny though. I mean he's doing a good job at holding the lane equilibrium.
I mean, this is usually what these pause fours do who don't like sitting in lane. They have to play with the creep wave a little bit. We see it a lot on Earth Spirit and whatnot. I still miss Flea. He'd play a little bit more greedy. You'd see him play Mirana and just shoot arrows off into the jungle. I'm really going to miss that guy.
Yeah, classic.
Not going to be a whole lot of action. Actually, Tiny is taking a little bit of heavy harass, but you're not going to be able to kill PPD on this Ogre Magi.
No. This casual 6 HP and 7 armor, and he can always just walk to the tower and get a little bit more. I think it's really funny that Ogre Magi only has 1 pumpkin head. Did you notice that? How did they choose which one to put that on? Or are they just like, this one deserves it, you know?
Is it the zany one that gets it?
Yeah, it is.
Is the serious one and the zany one?
Yeah, the zany one definitely gets it. The serious guy, he's like, no, I can't be distracted by pumpkins. Give it to my brother.
Do you think they should have had the double pumpkin? We're in December, by the way. Give them a little Santa hat instead.
No way, dude. We got Dire Tide for like another 2 or 3 weeks. In the river, though, Tiny taking a lot of damage. A couple more auto attacks coming out. Can DNM get in range? PPD trying to close the gap. Not going to find it quite yet. Not enough mana either. Theocore is safe.
Even with that Windlace and the Bloodlust, just can't outrun Theocore with those boots.
Yeah, Tiny's a quick hero, man.
Yeah.
Well, quick because you always just get boots first, you know? Very, very convenient.
A lot of people have been running that on their pause for us, just the first boots, and it makes a lot of sense given the fact that you're going to be rotating to the river and whatnot. DNM not going to be able to make any use out of that Invis rune, unfortunately. Just have to sit in the lane against the Zeus. So this mid matchup is going to be a little bit boring. Theocore passes him the bottle. This is something Flea would have never done. Too greedy for that. He would have made plays happen around the map, but he definitely wouldn't have played Waterboy for his team.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I know you're right. Being relegated to Waterboy feels bad, man.
Somebody's got to keep the team hydrated. It's an important job.
Yeah. Zeus is actually doing really well in the mid lane, farming really well. He's level 6 now, so Thunder God's Wrath is online. Gives him some kill potential in the side lanes, especially against a Morphling who likes to play at low HP, right? So he now has to be very careful of that.
He's already done his homework. He's got himself infused raindrops and negate a lot of the damage that ultimate.
Yeah, there you go. Very smart, man.
One of the oldest and wisest, the wise old man of Dota 2, I feel. Here. It's I'm happy to have him back.
think everyone is, you know? He's a great player. Ooh, the Earn First Viper. Very classic. So he did go for the 2 points in poison attack anyway. I mean, I guess it is really good as far as... Oh, there it is.
I take it back. I take it back.
It didn't matter. He just gets speared and die. Yeah, okay. That's pretty much all
That's
you need.
exactly what happened. Stun lockdown. Didn't even get the chance to pop that one, so...
Yeah. That's exactly... It's one of those things where, like, I knew it was going to come at some point, but... You know, good old Jerry, he was too busy looking at bottom lane. He missed, you know, second kill of the game. He at least got first blood, you know, so he's doing all right. But it's his first game of the tournament, you know. Jerry's just warming up.
See, you know, he's cold right now, but as you say, sometimes he's in Antarctica, sometimes he's hot as fire. That is one of the few opportunities they would have had to kill Fear when they got him there, because he just got his Morbid Mask as well. He was going to heal back up after that.
Yeah, once you have Morbid Mask, it makes Morphling incredibly tanky. Bottom lane, huge rotation coming in. Feliport, nice avalanche. The toss does catch Snaking as well. Just gonna go for the TP on Moo. He makes it on a sliver of health, and now Snaking just gonna walk it out. All right.
Can't kill Moo. He's too big to fail. Well, he managed to get out of that one. Over here, they look for a rotation onto mid lane. I'm not sure they're going to be able to catch D&M here, though. It's a hard kill to grab. I'm not sure what Theo Lacour is up to. In fact, because of the traps on the river, they're going to see any kind of rotation from the Tiny coming. And they think better of it, and they don't even bother to go for it. And Smoke comes up with the same time by PPD and Snaking here. Bloodlust onto Snaking. Getting a kill on Zeus would be big here. They're gonna run for it.
Ooh, there's a wrap around top lane as well. Fear caught by that spear, but he did get the morph off, so he's pretty dang healthy. Should be fine. Like you said, they're still trying to get on top of the Zeus, but I think Snaking did get scouted. TP's coming in as well. There's gonna be KJ. No tombstone for another 15 seconds though. Snaking is seen by the tower. He's not too sneaky.
40 are doing a pretty good job of stopping them from rotating onto him. Cleared out that trap over there in between his tier 1 and 2. Ended up dropping a sentry ward behind it as well, just because they're worried about, I guess, an observer or any extra traps coming through there. Don't want to give Clockwork when he wants. Snaking's waiting here regardless, but, you know, KJ is right beside him. If he gets level, yeah, he's got level 4. He's holding the point in the Soul Rip. It is very hard to kill the Zeus here if he's under the tower and he's getting healed up by the Undying. Just too much armor. TA really struggles against that one. Even with a double damage rune, I don't feel as if it's going to be enough. It feels kind of bad. They can't really do anything about DNM.
I was just saying the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, it just feels like they can't do anything. I'm assuming DMM is just going to use this DD rune to farm. Unfortunately, they don't have any ancient stacks, but I imagine that's what you would save it for at this point. I don't think there's like real kill threat on the board for him. Top lane Arena comes out, does catch PPD. The level 4 Ogre Magi will fall. Feliport grabbing that kill. And an immediate BM pause, 100% of BM pause. Gotta rub salt in the wounds there.
To PPD, no less.
Yeah, to PPD, of course.
Yeah.
The classic sec disconnect from game. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. I got something to take care of real quick. I'll laugh with his team.
Gotta love it, man.
Thanks, Modica. I'm not sure if you have the other broadcasters muted here. Remain calm. It is only a game. PPD is probably just thinking, whatever. They rotate, they commit the arena onto me. Tiny uses his mana. Worth. I was just holding this lane to get a little bit of XP. Fear's probably going to be forced to rotate back in the lane pretty quickly here, though.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Just, they don't want them to give up any towers at this point in the game, and Mars, he's not going to push that fast. They don't have a catapult with them, but you don't want to give up any map control when you have Clockwork, when you have the Templar Assassin here. It looks like they want to play a little bit faster on Team Brasil, so giving up any towers right now would allow them to do that much easier. I mean, it's just that bottom tower is at full HP still.
Yeah,
They can't do anything. That's a lifestealer effect with the rage. Like he's not be able to do anything with that poison attack, right? We talked about that at the start.
Yeah, this is what I'm so confused by. I mean, I'd have to imagine he goes this poison attack build so that, you know, if he gets to the Zeus just dies. But it's gonna slow down your farm quite a bit, and already Team Brazil's at a 2,000 net worth advantage, right? Whereas Viper, I mean, you could just be shoving the lane and then farming this hard camp, but it's just not possible now. So it seems just like they're maybe on. I mean, we'll see. It might end up panning out well. Like if he gets some charges in the urn and early Atos as well, like they could make some big plays with it.
Yep. Clockwork snaking up here. I'm curious what he's doing that far on his side of the hill. Runes haven't really spawned yet. He wasn't stacking either. He's playing in part of the enemy territory now, but
he's just going for a stroll, you know. Had to get a D ward.
Took the long route, the scenic route.
He's going to go back mid, soak experience, which this is, you know, exactly what we expect since DNM did indeed pop that DD rune. Just going to farm up the first set of Ancients, the hard camp, and then wait for the Ancients to respawn again, I suppose. I don't know. It feels like they're being a little bit slow on this side of the Dire right now. Fear is not that farmed. He has, you know, his one death earlier from the Thunder God's Wrath usage, but didn't have like the best lane overall. Like he didn't really get to farm it very easily, whereas the Lifestealer just had a completely free time bottom move. Getting rotated on. They are going to go and start stacking those poison attacks. KJ is just dead to that, but the Avalanche, the toss comes out. Moo going to go for the TP. Does he make it this time? He does not. So Costa Bile and Theocor will be able to pick up that kill. Very nice. A very successful trade.
Yeah, and the game just continuing to go the way of Team Brazil. They're up 3K net worth right now. And again, I was trying to figure out how much they had scrimmed before this game, and they're showing signs of weakness right now on Sadboys. Theocor gonna soak up a little bit of XP for himself in the mid lane here. Get that level 7 as quickly as possible for the maximum damage Avalanche with the toss combo. And Snake King wanting level 6. They'll be able to play a little bit faster once Snake King gets level 6 on the Clockwork. It's going to be him and Moo that are forced to make these plays together. You know, once he gets his Atos and Clockwork has maybe one other item on top of getting his hook shot, Zeus is going to be in a lot of trouble. It's one of the more classic counters to the Zeus, the Clockwork, but he's just rushing a Force Staff in response to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, both heroes are probably just going to get a Force Staff at some point, right? Like Zeus, all he really needs to do is just be able to get out of hookshot cogs and then make sure he has space to run away from the Viper. And I think with Force Staff, even the Faded Brooch on top of him, he's plenty fast.
Yep. And clears this out as quickly as possible. Trying to deal with this catapult here on Snake King, it seems.
Nope, they found KJ in the jungle. They did pop just a trap on him, so more than enough damage coming out from Moo. He just kind of accepts his fate. He goes for the D ward, but he misses just barely. The ward slightly north, so I think he assumed it was going to be blocking the Ancient camp, but it is not. All right, they smoke up. I can't tell if the Radiant ward actually caught that. I was not expecting a smoke, but it is level 7 on Snake King. He used that tome. He does have the 4 points in Battery Assault and that hook shot. He's going to look for the Mars here in the top lane.
If that's all they can get, you know, you're happy enough with the Mars kill. He is doing pretty well himself. You get the Zeus, it'd be amazing.
They see him now. Hook shot on the mark does catch him. The cogs are there to hold him in place. DNM closing in as well. A couple more auto attacks. The toss away. They get the infest as well. The arena to try and turn it, but it's not going to be enough. 4 heroes here from Sadboys will be all that's necessary to get this kill.
Yeah, arena does do anything other than keep the team at bay. Finally getting a return kill there is worth quite a bit to them. About 550 gold total there.
Yeah, it's a lot for Snake King as well. I mean, he did a lot of damage there. It just shows, you know, once Clockwork gets those 4 points in Battery Assault, that hook shot, like, he does some serious damage.
Yeah, spends it all on a cloak as well. It's pretty important in this game, though. The majority of what you're going to take in this early game is just the harass from Zeus, the harass from Tiny, this Talos Avalanche combo, Mars Arena.
Yeah, there's so much magic damage. They're going to need a pipe at some point. I'm assuming Moo will probably build one. Oh, well, I don't know, because we've been seeing a lot of offlane Vipers go just straight damage. I don't know if it's necessary this game with a Morphling TA, though.
You think he'll be... I think he'll become an Aura bot.
Right? That's what I think. Oh, well, he queues up a Yasha Manta Scotty, so... Oh, wait, no, I was clicking on Morphling. Ignore me. I'm an idiot. I mean, Jerry's an idiot. What is this guy doing?
Jerry's an idiot. That's an observer. Ricky, you need to stop trying to take the blame for Jerry. I know you're trying to help him keep his job, but...
Yeah. You know, he's I mean, he's not paid. I don't pay him. He's still an intern, but you know, trying to get his name out there. He's a good guy. He
After 8 years, he's still an intern. That's rough.
Yeah, you know, classic.
That's the fourth world.
Classic America. It's fine.
Talking about hiring a social media manager for a team that I'm managing, offer them like a $5 gift certificate to Panera or something every month.
Oh, they'll go for Starbucks. Go Starbucks. All right, Atos reveal in the mid lane. The blink as well from TA and goodbye KJ. And that's going to open up the tower. Moo's got a haster and he can chase down the Zeus, but with the Force Staff makes it a little bit more difficult. They just want to get the tower. That's the objective. Mars, where's he at? He's got his blink.
Well, you gonna initiate Snake King? They're gonna need you to jump in there soon. You still got rage to fall
the
back
arena.
on.
They caught him. Move. Spirit against the wall. The Thunder God's Grasp does come out. They get the Viper now. Avalanche toss. Clockwork goes down 2 for 0, but you do lose the mid tower.
Yeah, I think you're happy to take that trade as long as you can't get the mid tower in response right now. Team Brazil, yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna try to do. They used the Fortify a little bit early there, which is a surprise to me. It doesn't keep the creeps alive for that much longer, not lasting as long onto them, and Demon clears up the wave pretty quick. So actually are able to hold this mid tower still.
Yeah, it is not easy to push into the Dyer's tower. I really would have expected, you know, the Team Brazil's defense to be a little bit more prompt on that tower defense. You know, you had Blink on Mars, you had Thunder God's Wrath and everything to kind of initiate, but I guess losing the Undying before that defense is pretty rough.
Yeah, you still do go down pretty fast. I mean, KRD. It just gets out before Ogre Magi manages to gap that distance and get the Fire Blast off.
What? Okay. Well,
how the hell did he find that one?
You know, there's just a casual ward on the other side of this creep camp, and he just walks around the tree line, gets that. He's level, I'm assuming was level 8 at the time, so he has the 440 build, and that is a death sentence to a Morphling below, you know, 1,000 HP for sure.
Yeah, 780 health right now. I believe the full toss avalanche combo is like 11 or 1,000 something.
Hookshot, they caught Mars. The body block's coming in from Snake King. He drops the arena, holding DNM on the outside, but they get the kill anyway. Snake King now pushing forward, going to try and work on this tombstone, take that down for his team. Moo offering some assistance as well, but Snake King just dies. Okay. You know, we got the tombstone, though. They got the tombstone gold. But I don't know if it's worth it.
They get the kill on Mars at the start of that one. It gets a moral victory, if nothing else. They do feel like they're struggling. They're down 5k net worth at 16 minutes now, but they do hold a tower advantage in the mid lane. They're playing around that very well right now.
Yeah, you can't invade this Radiant Triangle very easily if that tower still stands. But as I say that, the Blink reveal comes out, and they get the Morphling again. That deep ward in the jungle finds the Morphling, and now PPD stuns up Tiny. This is just the 4 position. He's perfectly fine losing his life if necessary, but he still survives, just TPs out in their face. The disrespect from Thelacore. Oh my god. Yeah. That's a disaster. That's 2 deaths in a row for the Morphling.
Yeah, he's already sitting so far behind on net worth right now. I mean, he's below King RD by a decent chunk, like 600, 700 gold down on him.
I mean, Thelacore is going to catch him at this rate. They did drop the Vamp Fangs in the jungle, and they have not noticed, by the way.
Yeah. His counterpart is almost double his net worth right now, to put that in perspective. Lifestealer at 10,400 himself, just farming up with his Battle Fury. It's very rare for a Lifestealer to be out farming a Morphling as well.
Yeah.
Extra agility allows you to farm up a lot quicker.
When was the last time you saw the Battle Fury build on Lifestealer?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, right? Because this meta has been very fight heavy, but I guess when you look at the draft here from Sadboys, like TA Morphling, you know they're going to go late, right? Like they just want to farm on both these heroes and get items. In the jungle, DNM will find himself a kill there onto KJ. Hookshot comes in, does catch Tiny. Moo here as well, going to offer some assistance, few poison attacks, and a... what is it? Meld Strike? That's what it's called, right? Yeah.
That's the one.
That's what it's called. You know.
Costa Pele did a nice job of disengaging in that one as well. It knew that Tiny was dead immediately. Could have hopped into him and used that Infest as like a hard heal, but that would have put him kind of far out of position there. So nice map aware, or nice fight awareness by Team Brazil. Don't want to go for that David for instance.
Just cut your losses, right?
Yeah.
And you were right. We were both right. Actually, Viper kind of going for the auras at some point here. Does pick up the Hood of Defiance. He's queuing up a Force Staff, which, you know, you can eventually go Hurricane Pike with, which is, you know, a fantastic item. But I'm assuming we're going to see Pipes, potentially Guardian Greaves coming out from this hero eventually.
Yeah, I think right now what he sees is his lifestealer becoming a massive issue. I mean, the amount of farm this guy has, the Battle Fury, he knows if he goes for the pipe right now, lifestealer gets on top of him, he's just dead.
Yep. You also have the Sanjin Yasha completed, which is pretty huge. Thunder God's Wrath used for scouting, opening up this middle tier 1 tower. They don't have fortification. They smoke on the side of Sadboys, getting ready to wrap around. Could they take the fight? They really want to find the Zeus, but it's not going to happen. They are going to see King RD rotating over. They will find him, but they both get the defensive blinks off in time, and now Sadboys, your gank attempt's been foiled.
Just a couple of sad boys.
Oh, PPD speared into the wall. Does get a Glimmer Cape, can reduce some of that damage, but it is going to be an easy kill for the side of Team Brazil, it further extending that gold lead.
PPD's actually only gone down twice this game. I didn't realize that. It's actually doing pretty well for himself. Both times he died, he's just kind of holding positions as well.
Yeah, I mean, you died like solo sitting top to the first arena. I mean, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, and then just positioning himself far in front of the rest of his team because there's nobody else who wants to posture that far forward. Clockwork needs to get the favorable initiation off with his hook shot, so it's got to be Ogre Magi who goes down. Even though it doesn't look like he's having such a hot game here on Ogre Magi, he's doing quite well for himself, PPD.
Yeah. So speaking of doing quite well for yourself, DNM now level 16 finishes the Blink Deso Dragon Lance. Going to go for the BKB next. So TA does a lot of damage. She definitely does.
Yes.
She can shred through a lifestealer late game. The one thing that I worry about is the fact that she wants to be taking these ancient stacks and just catching up or even passing the lifestealer, but they have to give this gold on over to Fear because his game has just been terrible. So each of these sets of ancient stacks have just been going to the Morphling, and TA is, you know, missing out on being this top net worth hero that you normally see in these types of games.
Yeah, that is an excellent point that you're making. At this point, Morphling has normally come online. He's able to farm a little bit more dangerously, but because he's had such a bad start to this game, it's now impacting the TA. And yeah, she's this far away from the rest of the team, and they're invading aggressively into your jungle. They're just going to go for this tier 2 tower here and probably take the shrine afterwards. They pop the fortify. They take down. Oh, they get the Cardi with it. That feels bad.
Yeah.
I've come to respect Cardis a lot more.
Yeah, I mean they're a very humble people.
More useful than a lot of my teammates.
What
in
is
my
it?
Games. They're a lot more useful than a lot of my teammates in my games.
Yeah, they're, like I said, they're humble people. Oh my gosh, Thelacor. This dude's play with the fire, man. Dodges out both Hookshot and Atos in the mid lane. Bottom TA, obviously keeping this tower pushed in. If you're Team Brazil, you don't really care about this because you just get Roshan if TA shows bottom. So this is exactly the trade they're content with making. They do, you know, flare this. They know that this is happening, but I don't know how you stop this. You could, you know, suicide in. Oh, you know, you have hookshot for 30 seconds. So yeah, there's nothing you can do here.
Did I see them use hookshot there?
No, he used it in the mid lane to try and catch Thelacor 20 seconds ago-ish. So that's what I think they felt safe, and they just go right into Roche with that information. Lose the tier 2, not the end of the world. So far, though, Team Brazil is looking really good.
So taking advantage of the fact that hookshot is on cooldown, that's their main tool of initiation right there. They need to get that down and catch like 1 or 2 heroes inside of Nether Toxin with Clockwork's power cogs. So playing from even further behind right now, and once this Assault Cross is finished here on the Lifestealer, I think that they're going to start getting ready to push high ground.
And he's really close. All right, let's look at Fear. Where are we at? So he has the actually is Manta completed. It's going to the side shop. They do see it momentarily, but it is hasted. So he will be able to have his Manta completed at least, which is a big improvement. A lot more stats to work with. Good survivability.
No, it stops him from like completely bursting him down. He's able to get out of a couple things with that one. I'm not sure it's enough to actually be able to take a team fight, and that's what Team Brazil is going to be looking to do here. I mean, just 200 gold away from this Assault Cross. He's going to have it after he clears out this creep wave. In fact, doesn't even need the tower for it.
Yeah.
Send that out to him, then maybe grab tier 3 neutral items before you push. If you want to wait that long, I mean, you definitely want to take advantage of this Aegis.
Yep, I agree. Pipe almost completed on the Viper. Well, I mean, almost. He's still about 700 gold away, but at least going to be on the way soon. DNM has still done a pretty good job of keeping bottom lane pushed out, so they don't really have threat on this tier 2 bottom. I think that's just your next objective, right? Well, in the jungle, they are going to find Snake King. Glimmer Capes himself, hook shot off the mark. You ain't going to be able to get out now, son. And Costa Bile, a few auto attacks, but KJ will finish him off with that soul rip.
Come on, dude. Whatever. Let the man eat, I suppose.
You know, he pump faked it. He was like, I'll let you have it. Psych! My kill. Bottom lane, Invis, Tiny standing on top of DNM. Mars rotating down, Avalanche toss. There's going to be the Nimbus as well, trying to slow him down. The arena off the mark. DNM gets the blink out, the meld strike, but there's going to be the dust. The Thunder God's Wrath to reveal, pins him against the wall with the spear, and now another toss, more damage coming out. Can DNM actually survive this? Absolutely not. Ridiculous question.
It was all just like hard spell damage and no auto attacks beating off of them. That just how slow Tiny is.
Yeah, all that refraction. That's a huge kill. They needed that one for sure because they want to be able to push in the spot lane. Mid lane, Lifestealer just no cares in the world. Has the Aegis, just working on this tower, and as we spoke about earlier, just rages off those poison attacks.
Yeah, the Assault Cross makes it that much easier to burst down these towers. I mean, them having the minus armor, the extra attack speed you get from it, and has so little to worry about once he has his Aegis as well. They do have the ability to burst somebody down pretty quickly with like a hook shot and TA with a meld strike, but with TA dead, it's that much easier.
Ooh, PPD a little bit too far forward, sir. They do get the flesh golem out of this. Fear will turn himself into an Undying, so they do have a tombstone for high ground defense if they choose to go for it.
Funniest shit I have ever seen.
Turn himself into a tombstone. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, Fear is still super far from another item. He did pick up the Nether Shawl a lot earlier, which does give him a lot of survivability, but he is still very underfarmed. Moo doesn't get the Force Staff outside of the arena, does have that pipe active, will give him a little bit of help, the heals as well, but it's just not enough. Viper dead, 46 seconds. He is like a huge part of your team's high ground defense here. Lifestealer going in a little bit too aggressive, but he's still got the Aegis. Fire blasted up underneath the tower, still able to survive. The Desolator doing some work. Costa Bile trying to get in range of PPD. The Soul Rip healing him up again. Costa Bile, he's still staying alive, but there, a nice toss back. They catch the Morphling Spearman to the wall. The Vision is there thanks to the Zeus. Can they get the kill though? Fear pops the Manta. He's out thanks to that waveform, and Costa Bile sitting healthy despite it all. And that is a tier 3 tower down. They're looking for more of the toss back. They caught PPD. D-Look getting harassed by DNM. He buys back immediately. PPD, he's ready to fight, but you gotta defend this rack somehow. You can't even get the first life of this Lifestealer.
It just does expire another 20 seconds here. They probably want to take a fight around this thing expiring, but Hookshot is still on cooldown. They're not able to initiate quite yet, and they've timed the Aegis themselves on Team Brazil. Of course they did, and they get back. They don't want to risk it.
Oh my god. You and I both saw it. Paladin Sword and Quickening Charm. That is, that's quite good.
Yeah. That's number one way to improve at Dota. You start winning those rolls.
Yeah.
And 20 damage, 16% lifesteal, 14% amp. So he's healing 24 a second right now when he's far away from the rest of his team.
He's still got Sanj and Yasha too, so even more so.
You have Titan Sliver now as well if they so choose to use it.
Yeah,
and he does choose.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's so good.
Yeah. Only another 400 gold away for not even that.
Spiderlegs Mars is incredibly strong as well. So they ended up rolling some very good jungle items here on the side of Team Brazil, and Right now, Sadboys, very sad as they have 0. They get a quickening charm finally. That's going to be the first one. Not even that great of an item for any of their heroes.
Yep. I think Lifestealer, they're about to end this game, but they'll finish up the Eye of Scotty first on the Lifestealer. They're playing against Viper, TA, and Morphling as cores, so it's going to slow all of them by 50% to end the course. Stop Morphling being able to heal back up once you get on top of him. It's going to be absolutely devastating to them.
Yeah. They just smoked in the dire jungle there, so they're kind of sitting behind Moo on the Viper. But look at Team Brazil. Like, they're positioned incredibly well here. They have good vision on the high ground thanks to these wards. There's no way to contest this tier 2 tower, and they're just going to keep marching forward. Costa be like going back to the mid lane now that there is no tower there. And he's just going to start knocking on the door. Pops a DD rune very casually.
Yeah, by the time they get here to harass them away, you know, your axe is already gone.
Yeah. Ooh, the toss back. They caught the Viper. Moo will force staff himself, but there's the arena once again. Speared into the wall, giving them all the vision they need. The BKBs are out. PPD goes down as well. 2 heroes dead, and Costa Bile is as strong as ever.
Buyback is available in Viper, but not the Ogre Magi. I'm not sure you're even
Dilacor once again goes in, gets that avalanche, the toss back. DNM able to blink. Nice hook shot comes out, but he just turns on him. This Lifestealer just does so much freaking damage. Fear's out, trying to do some work here. The buybacks come in from 2 more on the side of Sadboys, but they just disengage on Team Brazil. They're out. The economic damage.
The mental damage that they're sustaining here as well. I mean, Clockwork needs his Force Staff before he's able to initiate that confidently. I mean, if he goes in, he just dies immediately to several of these heroes here. He's not able to do anything. I mean,
right.
You don't have any option for Costa Bile either. How do you deal with this Lifestealer at this point? He's too big.
Yeah, you can't. The Lifestealer into the Viper pick is just so difficult because typically you've got to have something from your offlane or your mid that can just like hard counter this Lifestealer. And your offlane ain't going to do anything. Like, Moo is, like we talked about, an Aura bot here, and DNM is not farmed enough to deal with this Lifestealer. They're going to root up the Tiny, start laying into him. A nice spear back, finds the TA. The Nimbus is there, and she gets the BKB up, but it doesn't even matter. She dies through it all. PPD on the backside. That's going to be a dieback from him. Fear standing his ground, morphed almost completely to strength, trying to run away, but popped once again by the Zeus. TA will buy back into this fight, trying to turn it around, but the Infest into the Mars, giving him so much extra health. The Spider Legs to the low ground. Moo able to hit him with the Atos, but the Force Staff again, and now Moo, he's so far outside of the base, and he's just all alone. He's trying to run away, but Costa Bile, baby, godlike spree. Absolutely unstoppable at 11-0-7. The GG comes out, and Team Brazil will take game number 1 of the BTS Pro Series Season 4.
An amazing start by Team Brazil, playing a team with not 1 but 2 TI winners, a second place in the form of Moo, and Snake King as well. He was on 4 Fun, ended up winning the Summit 13. That's a hell of an impressive start for them, Team Brazil.
Yeah, this is a really good showing. I mean, they felt in control the whole time. Not really a single lane struggled. I mean, they basically free farmed the Lifestealer, the Mars, and the Zeus, and then Dilacor had some incredible pickoffs in the mid game, finding that Morphling twice. It just felt like at that point you don't have a way back in. The Lifestealer is just getting way too much farm.
Yeah, I thought they were going to play a little bit faster than that on Team Brazil, to be honest with you, but going for that Battle Fury felt like a very good choice. I mean, he had basically doubled Fear's farm, so just continued to chase him around the map, took advantage of Dilacor being able to burst him down, especially in conjunction with the Zeus, and made Fear's game absolutely miserable. Let's look at some of these post-game stats. Ricky, we'll break it down for the viewers back at home.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that. I like post-game stats. You want to look at damage? Damage seems pretty good.
Yeah, damage seems very good. PPD, he's an Ogre Magi. He's just a Bloodlust bot. He doesn't count. We're not going to look at him. Fear only at like 6.5k. Again, he struggled to do absolutely anything there. You have Dota Plus, right?
Yes, I do, sir.
I really like the breakdowns feature, going and checking like how much gold you got from each individual thing that you did.
Yeah,
they struggled to get any gold from heroes that game. I mean, TA generally, she wants to get a couple of creeps and start coming online by blowing people up with a blink dagger, but she was forced to play a little bit slower, go the Dragonlance because Fear was having such a bad time there. And I think like only ended up participating like 1 or 2 kills overall. Only got like 1,000 gold from that over the course of the entire game. You compare that to Zeus, End up getting like I guess 3K isn't amazing, but triple even still.
Yeah, when you're a TA and 69% of your gold is from creeps, it's not ideal. A very nice 69%. That being said, we've got another game coming up here in just a moment. Like we said, this is only game number 1. We've got 3 best of 2s happening today, so we'll be back after just a short break. Team Brazil taking the first series, or the first game tonight pretty convincingly, honestly, very convincingly. So we'll see y'all in just a moment.